This is Shawn. Shawn lives a simple suburban life. He wakes up every morning at 7 a.m. sharp and gets ready to go to work. He takes a quick shower at 7:10, brushes his teeth at 7:20, and gets dressed at 7:30. He does everything that you and I would do at the beginning of any given workday, and at the end of his morning routine, he kisses his wife, Bo, goodbye, and heads off for the daily races. Shawn lives a life not unlike many of our own, and he lives in a world much like the one we live in today. So as you can imagine, he has to work very hard to support his family. But what he does may not be what you expect. Shawn works for 12 hours a day in a little quarry in the middle of nowhere. Watch as he completes menial tasks in the hot sun for hours on end with little regard to his safety or well-being. He slaves away in the 100-degree weather, grinding up rocks, shoveling coal, and completing other such projects until the sun goes down. 7 days out of the week, Shawn does the jobs that we can't fathom doing ourselves. So such laborious tasks would surely pay extravagant amounts of money, correct?
Good work, boy. Here's your money.
Unfortunately, it doesn't. All this work gets him pennies or less. Fortunately for us, Shawn's story isn't our reality. We enjoy rights such as the minimum wage and worker protection laws that ensure that we are fairly compensated and protected in our work. But for prison inmates, many of whom have families outside who are dependent on them, these rights just don't exist. Laborers face harsh consequences and are paid so little that by the time they leave incarceration, they barely have enough savings for a place to live or even food to put on the table. This all adds up to perpetuate the cycle of recidivism that keeps people in prison and costs the taxpayer millions. On average, a prison laborer makes between 4 and 20 cents on the hour, and many who have gone through the system and made it out liken prison labor to modern-day slavery. Bottom line, the only reason this system still exists is because large corporations such as Unicorn and Walmart are able to contract cheap production by paying the workers next to nothing and taking advantage of the lax regulations on prison labor. But this is at the cost of the free American worker, who is robbed of job opportunities, and the American economy, which would be greatly benefited if corporations were more incentivized to hire outside of the incarcerated population. So let's end this cycle of abuse and corruption, and put a stop to prison labor, or at least to the unfair circumstances it produces. With further regulation and federal oversight, we can ensure that millions of inmates are fairly paid and protected, lowering the rate of reincarceration and bringing economic benefits to the homes of every American.